guys. I just arrived at the spine doctor and I've got about a half an hour to wait until I go in for my appointment. And I thought it just might be interesting to talk about what do you do in the moments between appointments? Like, I got here early and now I have about a half an hour to wait. Is there something I can do while I'm waiting to add value to somebody's life and create a piece of art and tell a story in the meantime? And the answer is yes to all those questions. So what do you do if you've got a little bit of a break? You can create a small piece of content like I'm creating right now, sitting in your car, just kind of out in the parking lot in the middle of nowhere, and tell a quick story in between the moments when you arrive and the moment where you go in. So you can kind of work in chunks throughout your day, even of, like content creation, even if you've got something in the middle of your day which kind of messes up flow, kind of like this is what happened to me. I had this doctor's appointment which was about an hour away from my house, and then I arrived early, and I never know what to really do with myself when I arrive early someplace. I usually sit around and just surf the web, but I don't really feel like doing that right now. And I find myself creating content. I find myself now just wanting to create content or wanting to make notes about content that I want to create. And creating content is creating art. So me sitting here telling you this story, think of that as a piece of art. That was something else I wanted to just mention was, just because it's digital doesn't mean that it's not a piece of art. Digital is art. I really believe that putting more value into digital creation will help you not get so sidelined in the future, like keeping up with the times and moving your art into more modern mediums versus seeing them as not being relevant to you, when the fact is that if you have a business, let's say, or you've got customers and they're someplace on a platform and you're not on there, you're losing potential sales. A lot of people think TikTok is dumb. They think it's people on there dancing in their bikinis, and it is that. There is some of that on there, but it's also the age demographic that uses it is growing to older ages, so why not be on there too and post a couple times a day and share your story? You can get on, post micro pieces of content, and then share them throughout the day, kind of like I'm doing right now. So, and you can share that on different platforms as a way to spread out your message for whatever it is that you're creating, or whoever your clientele is. Go where your clientele is at, and if you've got moments in your day like I have today, get your phone out and just create something. Just quickly, just record some thoughts, get some thoughts out, tell a little story that will give somebody value, and then go into your appointment. It's a nice way to fill the gaps and add meaning to somebody else's life and add meaning to your own work, your own body of work, and not just waste time meaninglessly scrolling online. Because if we want to get out of that mindset of we're not focused and we're just scrolling mindlessly on social media, then do the opposite. Don't scroll. Create something for social media and post it and offer people value that way. So I think I struggle a lot with the idea of social media and scrolling, and I have a hard time posting to it because I don't believe in scrolling. I don't like that feeling of comparing myself or my life with other people's lives. And that's a valid feeling to have about social media for sure. But if you can flip how you think about it and you look at it more like as a way to spread the awareness of your brand and then tell stories, make pieces, digital pieces of art, and you're adding value to people's lives, then you're actually spreading your brand awareness and connecting with people. And then people will see your video, somebody will see it and say, who is this person? And then they'll head over to your website and maybe they'll buy one of your designs, or they'll head on over to your Etsy page and buy a product that you sell. It could be anything, but if you're just sitting on your phone and you're scrolling and you're saying that you don't have time, you have time because you're scrolling, so you're consuming. So if you have time to consume, consume, you have time to create. Kind of like here, I could be sitting here scrolling for the next half hour, or I could get on my phone, make a piece of content that will offer value. I can upload it now or upload it later. It lets me connect and check in with my audience and just, say hello. And then, I could use this piece. It's already over 6 minutes. I could use this piece. I could split it into like 2-minute videos, and I'd have 3 pieces of content. I could just slice it up using an app. So you definitely have time to create. You definitely have time to tell a story. My story that I'm telling sitting here in my car is that I have time in between this appointment. And I was sitting here trying to think, okay, how could I post this and how could I make a piece of content and tell a story around me waiting? And the story around me waiting is that I could sit there and consume news or social media, or I could create something that offers value to you. So I hope that that's helpful as something you could do. Something else you could do is, if you don't want to be on camera, you can record your thoughts and upload them into like a podcast. Or you could, if you need to come up with content ideas, go into your notes, like your Apple Notes or your note program on your phone, and type up some thoughts and then record that later. So that's another way. I feel like with content creation, there's like planning of the content, like what you're gonna say and what you want to talk about and what your audience is consuming, like knowing those topics and creating ideas around that. And then there's actually creating it and getting on the phone or on a camera or behind a microphone for a podcast or typing up a blog post, whatever it is. There's actually creating it. And then there's the other stuff, which is, editing it and all the final stuff. But you can just get on and make raw content like we're doing now. So now this video is 8 minutes, and I'm gonna get off of here because I need to get going, like get my stuff in order and everything before I go into the building. But I just wanted to share that with you, that there are moments in your day where you can, instead of consume, you can create. So it flips, I think, how you look at social media, especially if you're trying to build your brand or build a business for yourself. So I thought that was interesting and kind of fun and something that I was thinking about while I was sitting here. So I'll see you later. Bye.